And he like look, and as soon as everybody is seated, does everybody take a seat? I ask.
Yes.
Yes.
Nope.
And he like, okay, then King Cole like looks to one of his knights. So who are these fellas again? And he like whispers in his ear. Oh, I see. Thank you. And he like looks to all of you. Is there something wrong with your friend Mindblade? He doesn't seem to be enjoying my hospitality.
He's one of those. He doesn't like to sit. I think he's got a knee problem or something. Or I don't know. He's not a big sitter. He likes standing.
Right. He King Cole smiles broadly at Paradox. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
That's because I didn't give it to you, Your Majesty.
Nah, no need to be so formal, but I do appreciate it. Anyway, what's your name?
It's Paradox, Your Highness.
Ooh, Paradox, is it? I see. So, why don't you take a seat, Mr. Paradox, so we can talk like men? Businessmen.
And you see Mindblade nudging, urging you to sit.
He sits down but keeps his hands in his pockets.
Yes. You actually, people who are looking around notice that some of the knights seemed a little on edge and they looked like they were going to pounce.
Really?
But now that everybody has a seat, they like relax again.
That's strange. Ah, I get it.
So, Mindblade, you've taken me up on my offer, I see. Well, a lot of people have been coming over here with all sorts of proposals, but none have actually struck my fancy. I see you gathered up a team. Why don't you introduce them to me? See if I have use for them.
Well, as you know me, obviously, I'm Mindblade. And you know what I do. And then
he like gestures to one of his knights and they like hand him a PDF. All right, you seem to have mind powers, of course.
Yes, sir. And this over here is the newly named Ghost Spider.
And what does Ghost Spider do?
Master of Stealth and Infiltration.
Well, he does look a little bit like a ninja. Are you a ninja, son?
I wouldn't say I've studied it, but it's not my main forte.
I see, you just like to dress like one, then. And he smiles.
You could say that.
Right, can't say I blame you. That looks like a really comfortable outfit.
Over here we have my good friend Scrapper.
And what does Mr. Scrapper
Master
do?
of Machine.
You control machines? And he looks at Scrapper.
Well, I suppose I could if I can find the right code. The main thing is I make technical wonders, you see? If it's broke, I can fix it.
So let me get this straight, and he looks back to Mindblood. You've got like this fixer guy with you, and how's he gonna help on your mission, I wonder? What's he gonna do?
Well, the mission we have, I assume is gonna have security of some sort. Yes. Cameras, alarm systems, things like that. My friend over here can make those problems go away.
Yep. Really? And how are you gonna do that, Mr. Scrapper?
Well, that depends on what the mission parameters are, really. We can do I can do a loop, or I can just remotely detonate all the cameras on site. You know, depends on how stealthy we want to be.
Oh, so you can do more than just fixing things, then?
Yep. I just like fixing things more than breaking stuff. It's a preference.
Is that a fact?
It is indeed, but as the name implies, I'm very good at breaking things down.
He stares at you for a while and there's an uncomfortable silence. Do you say anything or do you just wait?
I'll just wait and smile and see if he has any further questions.
Alright then, and what about this paradox over here?
Paradox, the time wizard.
Time wizards?
hmm
Time wizard.
Paradox, why don't you introduce yourself?
He now puts his hands, his fingers together and puts one leg over another.
King Cole cocks an eyebrow at that.
I am Paradox, manipulator of time.
So you manipulate it. I see. What do? You sweet talk it, buy dinner, impress it with fancy jewelry? And he looks to his knights and they chuckle a bit.
I can speed up and slow down time. I can see past, present, and future. I can
Call
heal
me a little
your
bit
wounds by
skeptical,
reverting
but
time.
you seem a little bit out of Mind Blade's. How should I put it? Oh, God damn it! I can't think of the words. Mind Blades. You seem a little bit too fancy for somebody of Mind Blade's caliber. Why don't you back up your claims with a little proof? Yes, he just insulted Mindblade.
Mindblade just takes it because he knows he's going to rule over King Cole soon enough.
Very well.
I'm over your league, buddy.
So yes, what does
I
Paradox
just grinned.
say? No, time control is a pretty high level power to have.
Indeed.
So is mind control.
It's still more common than time control, though, Richard.
Make up a prediction what's going to happen. Like one of the knights is going to sneeze or something.
So I just have to say something.
No,
It's
that
one way to
yeah, that was Dawa's proposal. You don't have to do it.
What is it that you propose, Your Majesty?
What do you propose, Mr. Paradox? You're the one who's trying to convince me to hire you.
Yes, but if I know what's going to happen, then how... Yes, then how is that a challenge?
I don't seek to challenge you, sir. You need to impress me.
Okay, let's see. What can he do?
I don't know, Dries. You could just run around the room really fast.
Or, you could snatch one of the things off of King Cole's desk without anybody noticing.
No, he's not that fast.
Yes, you are.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you are.
It's close enough, Dries.
Let's see. Do they have some drinks or something?
No, let's say there's this crystal orb serving as a paperweight sitting there. You could try grabbing that, for instance.
Yes, I lean over, I grab the paperweight, I just throw it in the air.
And you put a time bubble around it so that it floats down?
And I put a time bubble around it so it slows down. So it falls down 4 times slower than usual.
He nods at you. He seems not really impressed, but he just nods contently. He says, "That looks very impressive, but you still could just have something like telekinesis. I'm still not
That is true.
100% convinced."
How far does my forecasting goes?
Dries, what do you wanna predict? What do you wanna look to?
I don't know. Perhaps I can tell him the profits of today that he's going to get in a few hours or something. I don't know.
No, you need something immediate. You need to prove it to him right now.
Oh, to predict how the crystal ball is going to fall.
You know what? I've got a better idea. Just give me a notice roll and you can add your time sense to it. You know what I mean.
That would be perception.
Perception. Yes.
Yeah, that's why I
In
meant
this
perception.
This is me dice, this is my value, and this. Ah, crap.
The future is clouded.
I see nothing but darkness.
Yes, indeed. It's like there's some sort of hampering device here somewhere, which is actually not that improbable, seeing as how quote-unquote important this man is. Quick, you have to come up with something else. He's losing his patience. He's starting to look bored.
You hear a voice in your head. Why don't you go really fast and snatch that orb out of the air?
You don't get in my head.
Yes, he
I
does.
don't allow you in.
Telepathy isn't...
I can communicate with you in your head.
Yeah, it's just communicating. He's not reading your mind.
Okay.
Why don't you snatch the orb out of the air really fast?
Then that's changing power, so yes.
Please, just come up with something.
Yes, fine. Actually, he going to use his tunneling power, I would say. Temporal... temporal phase... Yes.
You mean walking through walls?
Yes, that thing. But actually put the crystal halfway in the floor.
I'm thinking. I think it only works on you though, Grease. No, it only works on you. But you know, because it's taking too long, you know what you could try? You could use that to tell the people what's on the other side of that so-called window.
Oh, cool. What's on the other side?
You could go and have a look.
Okay, I do.
Right,
I
so you
quickly
like
step
walk
toward-
up and you just head through the wall. Then you just there's just some video projection software and the rest is all like actually there's a security room back there and everybody's like, ah! All the people working there.
Excuse me, gentlemen. And I walk back. That was fascinating.
What did you see back there?
He takes a paper, writes everything down, and shows it to King Cold.
I see. Not only can you walk through walls, you also seem to have a pretty good memory. You obviously have a good head on your shoulders, son. Let me think. Well, I'm not completely impressed that you can control time, but you obviously can walk through walls, and that's an impressive ability in of itself. So, alright, I'm convinced. And then, of course, there's Mindblade, who can do psionic stuff. I know all about that. So, let me think here for a while. You seem to have a pretty solid team. I'm 100% convinced, but, the old king is feeling like, giving you a shot.
Very well, good, my good king. How can we be of service?
Here's
Thank
what we're
you,
gonna do. Because you don't know the exact details yet now, do you?
No, sir.
Right. There's a certain item I would like to get. Perhaps you've heard about it on the news. Remember a few weeks back there was like this new supervillain one-man crime spree. It was like on the news an awful lot. They called him Amplify. Yeah, he was like this guy in like big bulky armor, and he had like big boom boxes on his chest plate, and whenever he used that, everybody would get like sick and start throwing up because of the sound vibration and mumbo jumbo like that. And not even the superheroes could stop him, so obviously he had some very impressive tech. But apparently he was suffering from a heart disease of some sort, and on his last heist he had a run-in with one of them newfangled Freedom Knights, and he's suddenly got a heart attack and he kicked the bucket. But now that armor of his, it got of course impounded by Star Squad and locked up in one of their special warehouses. Now I would like you boys to head on over there and acquire that armor for me.
Sounds like very useful armor.
Yes, indeed. I would like to get a look at the technology behind it. It's currently in a box marked BL12, and I hope you boys are writing this down because I ain't gonna give you it in writing.
Back on the latest 12. Yes.
Yes, indeed. It's in the warehouse with that marking. It's in a big armored metal box, about like a square of 8 feet by 8 by 8 feet. Right? Pretty big box. You'll notice once you arrive here at the warehouse, there's a lot of those boxes there, so you're gonna want to be extra careful. You're gonna get the right one, because if you bring me the wrong one, yeah, you're not gonna get your money.
All right.
I'd prefer you didn't take it out of the box, but if there's no other way, I'll allow it. But I'm afraid I'll have to cut your salary by about 20%. That understood?
Yep. Completely
I want
understood,
it-
sir.
I want it mint in the box, collector's value. You know all that.
Oh yes, most definitely.
All right.
Now then, I've got another thing that you might find interesting, and he opens his one of the shelves on his desk, and he takes out a picture, and he puts it on the desk. Then he slides it towards you. Now this is a satellite photo one of my boys took. It's shows you an aerial view of the warehouse, and I actually have it on map tool. Hold on.
Good. Because Crab is also making a photograph of it using his visor.
Okay, now there's a new map called Star Squad Warehouse Layout, so have a look.
Star Squad layout.
You'll notice there are two main gates, one north and one south. They're both heavily guarded. They're high walls, and there's of course barbed wire on the end of up those walls. There's a lot of guards roaming the perimeter, so you boys want to be extra careful. You don't want to get caught. The building itself has a regular entrance and a cargo entrance. Pick your poison. There's not a lot of entrances besides that. There are of course a few windows, but only where was it again? He looks at some papers. Yeah, there's some toilet. No, not the toilet. There's the kitchen, and there's of course some rooftop windows as well. But they're pretty small and hard to fit through. Yeah, they organized this place pretty well. Tight security. That's why I
we're
want
not going to get-
professionals.
Huh. Excuse me, sire, but do you know what those Star Squad boxes look like? A picture or something?
Well, it's actually very easy to remember. They're just plain steel-colored boxes, like a safe, but without the turning mechanism on it. It's with little electronic locks. Perhaps you're good at opening one of those, but then again, I don't want you to open one. You get it.
Oh, no. I wasn't thinking of opening one. I was thinking of putting an empty box in there so the heist goes unnoticed.
Oh, I personally, I don't know if you should try that, son. I mean, I think they're gonna notice it because of all those electronic codes and locks. They'll probably detect it. You best just look for a way to get out of there as soon as possible. And if you get the item, you can call this number. And he throws a card on the table. It's like a business card, but it only has a phone number on it. You call that number, and my boss will show up in a few minutes' time to pick up the cargo and hand you the money.
All
Pick
right.
Quick
up
and
the
easy.
card.
All right. Could you tell us how quickly your boys can be on the scene?
I just told you, within a few minutes.
All
The
right.
crew is
just
always
checking.
ready to go. 24/7.
All right.
I got a good man
Very
keeping an eye on the entire operation, so don't you worry.
Perfect.
But if you get caught, that's your own problem, I'm afraid.
But that's our risk.
Of
Yes,
course,
indeed.
that's always the risk.
Now, even though I'm a businessman, I think my word is bond, so we're not going to establish any contracts or anything similar here. So, If you boys agree to this, that's fine by me, and we'll have a gentleman's agreement. How about it?
That works for me.
Everybody agreed?
Yeah, it works for me.
Yep.
Alright, gentlemen, looks like we got ourselves a deal. And he gets up and starts shaking everybody's hand.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have to reach pretty far because it's a huge desk, so everybody's like stretched out. Alright, you boys got any more questions?
Nope.
Not really, no.
If you want any more
Dozens, but-
details of how many guards there are, I'm afraid you'll have to do your own surveillance. Right?
Yeah, I figured as much. Oh well.
You got the address, you got like the satellite picture, you got my phone number, you need anything else?
Not that I
Nope,
can
we're
see.
good.
Where are you?
So nobody has any questions for the king?
No.
Is there, is that the only box you want from there, or is there anything else?
Yes indeed, I don't need anything else. If you boys want to pick out something for yourself, be my guest. As long as it doesn't trace
Excellent.
back to me, it's all good.
Excellent.
That works for me. Well then, gentlemen, shall we adjourn?
Yeah, let's get to work.
Alright, gentlemen, best of luck on your assignment, and if you got my things, give me a call. Best of luck.
Will do.
Yeah, so you say your goodbye
And-
to King Cole, and you're guided out of the room.
Awesome.
Alright. The next move is up to you.
As we leave the I'm going to just walk straight out of the structure
Alright?
with everybody in tow if they follow.
Yeah.
Do you just head out of the quote-unquote palace, or out of the entire
Everything.
underground?
The
Okay, so you
entire
take-
underground.
You take the elevator back up, okay.
Uh-huh.
By the way, for heading back up, that's not complicated. You just push the level where you want to go. In this case, probably back to the parking lot, and it goes up without password or anything.
Yep.
Nice.
Is everybody in with me or no?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, Dawa had to be. He said he'd be right back. So I assume
Okay.
Scrapper heads with you.
For now.
So we've got Ghostblade, Paradox, Scrapper, and Mindblade all leaving at the same time. Alright, as we are in the elevator,
As we're leaving,
I just
somebody
shake my head and I say, sometimes dealing with him is interesting.
when we leave the palace, all four of us, you hear the song.
Why are you going to do a training montage?
Yes, we are leaving, and you see us leaving from every different angle, camera angle.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, everybody probably mutters about King Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
A bit.
he's a complete ass.
Well, for a crime lord, he's not too bad.
No, he is. He insults the leader of the group that he's gonna hire. He's an ass.
It wasn't a huge insult. He just thought
It was an
a
insult.
time control was a bit out of Mindblade's league. That's the word I was looking for.
It was an insult nonetheless. And Mindblade doesn't take kindly to that.
Yeah, but then again, he's in a position of power, and you're surrounded by his highly armed guards. So he can say
I
what
know.
he wants.
Whatever he wants.
I know. That's why I let it go. He'll get his.
You say so. So yes,
Well, that's what Mindblade is thinking, is he'll get his.
what's the next step?
I was away for a bit. Where have we gone off to?
You didn't
We
miss
left.
anything. You just left the place and and complained about King Cole behind his back.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yep, Scrapper frowns a little at that and then shrugs.
Yeah, Mindblade seems to dislike King Cole heavily, but mainly because he got insulted. But I think Scrapper knows as far as crime bosses go, King Cole's actually pretty nice. Because Scrapper has worked for crime bosses.
Yeah, more like survived them.
At least King Cole is not some sort of homicidal maniac who shoots you if you look at him weirdly.
Yeah, that happened to my friend Jeff. Not a good time. Not good times.
All right. So,
You first.
as we leave, you see Mindblade walk to this very, very expensive, extravagant-looking Cadillac.
And of course, meanwhile, it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see. Do we have a place that's on the quiet side where you can plan and speak freely?
Everybody hop in. I've got a place.
I'll first run a hand over the Cadillac and go, nice.
One of the perks of being me.
You see
Yes.
Paradox just face through the door.
Warning: this Cadillac can only be used outside of combat-related missions.
Wom wom wom.
Shotgun!
That's what the GM wants you to know.
I know.
Okay.
Besides, it's a caddy. We're not going to let it be shot into dozens of pieces.
Armored caddy with machine guns and placements. Who knows? That would be cool.
Could be.
No, that's the other caddy.
Right now.
I look over, Scrapper and Paradox are in. What about Ghost Spider?
Oh, he follows in.
He goes
soon
sits
after
on the
the
roof.
other two.
Okay.
Car surfing will totally not arouse suspicion.
Car surf.
And
No,
as
he's not an
you
anthropomorphic graphic rabbit.
Yeah.
notice Mindblade getting into the back of the Cadillac because it's more like a limo than anything, but it's not as big as a limo. And and as he does, you see a wall come down around him, and you hear a bunch of shuffling, and then the wall comes up, and he's in his business suit with sunglasses on.
Okay.
And you notice that there are buttons next to each one of you that you can press that look like the button I pressed to make the wall come down.
I study your car and try to figure out what each button does using my electronics awareness.
You can do that. Actually, no. You know what electronic awareness does?
Tells me that it's there.
It tells you that it's electronic.
Oh yeah, of course, detect magic. Huh. Very well.
You didn't take any analytic on it.
Let's see that is something for the next
Probably.
PowerPoint.
But yeah, you could just study it with your technology skills.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That already tells you a lot.
Indeed. Anyway,
If you wish to get changed, gentlemen, press those buttons next to you and you'll have privacy.
grab a floppy hat and put it on my head. There. Changed.